G'day. I've just worked out that there's a pretty valuable business lesson to be had in the story of the creation of the periodic table. Big shout out to Seth Godin for the inspiration for today's episode, because he recently posted about the creation of the periodic table about 150 years ago, and it was a guy called Dimitry Mendeleev, I think is how you pronounce it, Russian chemist, who came up with the table. But he realized that he didn't actually have all the elements. He knew that there were elements that were missing, he just didn't know what they were. And so rather than hold off until he had all the elements, he went ahead and created the periodic table with a bunch of blank squares, blank grids on the table. And what that did, of course, was encourage other scientists to go ahead and work hard to fill in the gaps. And the lesson in that from a business perspective, I think, is that so often we wait until we have all the pieces in place. The reality is you don't need all the pieces in place to make a really significant impact, a la the periodic table. So I think when we try and hold back for perfection, we've talked about how, what do they say? Perfection is the enemy of progress, some of those sort of quotes. But I think especially now we're waiting for all of the answers because there's so much uncertainty. It doesn't matter about all the answers. Get most of the answers, get the general principles, get the general guidelines, and move ahead. You don't need to have all of those squares filled in just yet to move ahead. You can move ahead with a few blank squares, and then you can work later to fill in the blank squares, just like Dimitri did. Alrighty, that is it for today. I do thank you for your time, and I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.